Man, I keep telling y'all, I went on a rant last time we talked about this, about the privileges of being in the United States of America. And, sometimes we get like lost in the shuffle of arguing about like, what bathroom somebody could go in and what pronouns they should be referred to. We really actually forget that, this is pretty much one of the most liberal countries in terms of, a country that is afforded its citizens the most rights, especially the rights to, um, be yourself and be an individual without persecution and without getting locked up unfairly and having all these rights. But sometimes people get caught up on some bullshit, like, oh shit, Trump is our president. Oh, I'd rather be somewhere else. No, you don't. No, you don't. Even with Trump as our president, they could put Arnold Schwarzenegger as the president. Trust me, America's just a better, we too free over here. And that's a good thing. I love it over here. You feel me? Andrew Tate, I feel incredibly bad for him. I've been watching his tweets and everything kind of comes back to him gassing up Romania, bro. Like that nigga said that Romania was this, Romania was that. For a couple of y'all little incels, y'all might be just, y'all a pussy deprived. So y'all like, oh, where could I go? The girl's going to want to fuck me, man. Yeah, if that's the only benefit, bro, you could just buy, like, you could actually be an American and just buy pussy if that's what you want. You get what I mean? Like, niggas be gassing up other countries. You could buy pussy in the United States of America, just maybe for a little bit more. Like, these other countries really don't got shit on it. Anyway, my boy Tate recently, he been tweeting about Romania. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's going against everything he's ever said. You get what I mean? I see my boy, he was talking about, let me see if I can find it. He says, would your life be fine without you? In Romania, they could steal your life without a trial. Brother, I'm not trying to blame him because I know he's going through some of the hardest time in his life, but dog, you was telling us how the U.S. was the epitome of like a hellhole and debauchery and all these other things, and that places like Romania, you get what I mean? Like places like Romania was supposed to be better. Dog, you know what I mean? We just got to be honest. You feel me? Like, this is a situation I'm going to keep saying Tate was wrong. He should have never went to Romania. Like, sorry. Would your life be fine without you? In Romania, they could steal your life without a trial? That is true. They don't need evidence. That is true. In the system, innocent men return to ruined lives. My life outside is fine. I'm going to be honest with you. This is one of the things I think they try to make an example out of. Sometimes, man, let me tell you this, man. I've seen the most proudest men in most situations when there's a bigger entity or a bigger rule of law or something else. People like to see those proud men with an ego who people feel are pompous bow to their knees. They want to see them niggas bow and kiss the ring. They want to see them cry. And if you believe this Matrix shit, Tate's going to be going through it because they're going to make sure he bows. When you keep, like, again, you locked up, you keep saying my life outside is fine, this and third. No, they want you to bow and kiss the ring. They're trying to show you you're not bigger than the program. And while you might try to hold face to inspire others, they're trying to see what they could do to break his spirit. And maybe he's just that guy that, he's just unbreakable. But knowing a place like Romania, it appears that this is just the tip of the iceberg. He says, my life outside is fine, but for most men, 6 months detained and their whole life will crumble. I don't know if this is a forecast to say he's down to sit for 6 months. By the way, apparently in Romania, they could hold you. It's a ridiculous criminal justice system over there. If they suspect you of a crime, they could get a warrant to take you into custody. They call it being detained. And they could detain you for 30 days while they look for evidence. Now, while they're looking for evidence, they're going to take all your phones, computers. They're going through everything. And while they're doing that, they could also seize your possessions to potentially hold it, that if they find anything and potentially have to bring you to trial that you might you know how many potentially is I'm using that you might potentially lose. They will have some assets that they could try to get rid of or liquidate to pay back the people you have allegedly harmed. That's ridiculous. He says, we will all disappear one day. The difference between me and most is that when I disappear, the world will still feel my presence. If that's not you, make a plan and change it. And he's tweeting this out. Now, granted, this ain't Tate tweeting it out, and he probably has a team or someone who has access to his Twitter account. But I had a good conversation with someone recently, and they say, yo, could you imagine being the Romanian government and you hear this guy who's now the most famous guy in the world just he's thumbing his nose and rubbing, and he's just shitting on Romanians like government and authorities in the sense of saying, yo, they're corrupt, they could be bought. Yeah, I do what I want, this, that, and third. If that is what has drawn the quote unquote matrix to attack you, to take you into custody, tweeting out stuff like, yo, the difference between me and most, when I disappear, the world feel my presence, this, that, and third, you're still promote your site. Maybe they're looking at it to say, oh, this motherfucker does not get it. It says, this is one of the daily emails I send from unjust prison. It says, never have friends who won't fight. Can't fight is bad, but semi-forgivable. Won't fight is excusable. At least try. This is life or death. Most of you are cowards. So you happily roll with cowards. There's a word for this in the animal kingdom. Yeah, it goes to his website. I interviewed Andrew Tate, and I think he's a brilliant individual. And by the way, I'm going to give him an out for some of these tweets. His assets are being seized. Who knows? Apparently they seized a lot of money, maybe in excess of $10 million cash. Maybe this is a way that potentially, I don't know, maybe this is a way that potentially he could still gain some money to formulate a legal defense, but I don't know, man. Romania doesn't seem like the place. You get what I mean? Romania just don't seem like the place that is tolerating them. I was telling somebody recently when Tate was talking about corruption, put it like this. If you go to Jamaica, right, and I'm from Jamaica, right, you get pulled over, you're a tourist. Shit, it just happened in Mexico. You get pulled over, you're a tourist, dap him up, get him some money, go ahead, whatever. That is corruption because, a cop just accepted a bribe. It's not cool. If cops will accept bribes, what might happen later? But here's the thing. When Tate was talking about corruption that could affect you isn't just getting out of a parking ticket. Whatever parking ticket you could get for parking ticket or speeding ticket for your Bugatti, you could pay. The people who could affect your livelihood are usually government officials. And that's why I said that I believe that Tate should have been a little bit involved in government. Like, help one of these motherfuckers win. Finance some shit. Donate to both parties. Get friends at the high level. It's the reason why Jeffrey Epstein wasn't locked up for a while. And then even when he did, there's conspiracy theories going around saying that they had to get him killed because he knew too much. Again, corruption exists all over the place. It's just that you can't play little league corruption. You know what I mean? If you think the country's corrupt, so you went there because your money could work, you should be trying to buy off government officials, just like how the fucking, just like how the cartel does it. All right? Anyway. Somebody said, what am I saying? I'm trying to say Tate said he went to Romania because it's corrupt. He says he don't want to be in good old America because places like here and London, you could get, if you don't have certain connections, they could take advantage of you and they could do things to you. So he likes a place where it's corrupt. This is his own fucking words. Now, 2020 is hindsight, so I'm not acting like I'm smarter than the dude. I'm just saying, if you're going to play the corruption game, you got to play it at the highest level when you're like Tate. Every major drug dealer is working with actual fucking, like, think about it. Y'all niggas ever watched Narcos? Right? And in Narcos, when the dude who built his own jail, you know who they sent in? They sent in like the Ministry of Justice or the Minister of Justice to try to talk him down, and he held the dude hostage. That shit doesn't happen without high level corruption, where the fucking president of the country doesn't say, send in the SWAT team and kill this motherfucker. But because you're probably corrupt a bit, and you probably are malleable, or you could be influenced by this guy, you break rules and procedures that lead to your fucking kidnapping. If that went over your head, this might be the wrong place for me to talk about it. Somebody says Andrew Tate is innocent. Anything I'm saying about this has nothing to do with if he's innocent or guilty. I actually hope he's very innocent. I really hope so. I'm just trying to speak about Romania because I hear a lot of you niggas who keep spewing out the same bullshit about places that supposedly are lit. Romania, the niggas in Romania don't want to be there. Trust me, they want to be here. Okay? So, with all due respect, this is just one thing. He says a lot of other great things, but this is one thing. Just don't listen to Tate with. This is one of the reasons he's in the situation he's in, okay? That's what I'm saying. All right, they said a little